Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. I haven't been on for 1 or 2 days now because I had certain things to do, and really I couldn't think of anything to film, and I don't want to keep repeating myself because then it does get a little bit much when you just put videos on for the sake of putting videos on. But this video is going to be a conglomeration of all sorts of stuff. We did have a fine day about a week ago, which is unusual for May because May has been the worst May I've ever known. We've had a top temperature all month of 13 degrees, and that's all we've had. And May, it's been absolutely pouring down and windy and very, very cold. Anyhow, that's another story. On that day we did have some sun. I went out and filmed the Cymbidiums, which have been out in all that bad weather for ages. So just to see if there were any adverse effects on them. But you'll notice when you see the video. What else have I done on the video? Oh, I've stripped the aquarium down and I've tried to build it up into a nice picture. So I'll just show you that. But what I've got to do today is we're coming up with a care collab on Cattleya dowianas, and this one has been in the pot now for a good 12 months, and I've got some larger bark, so I'm going to repot this one. This dowiana is a straightforward dowiana. It's not an aurea or anything like that, and not quite happy with the roots on this somehow. They used to be good, then they started dying off. But I'll just take it out of its pot and have a good look at it. Right, we'll take it out of its pot. I'll leave the wires on. Quite dry as well, although I watered it every 2 days, but there's not a lot of nice growth on it. So what I'll do, I'll take this wire off, I'll cut all the bad roots off, and we'll have a look at it in a little while. Well, it's not bad in the root department, and there's 1 or 2 new growing tips coming on the roots, and there's also signs of a nubbins there, and I think there's better signs on the back of it. Just wait till I turn it over. There's a nice little nubbins growing there. So I'll get this potted up into a new bark, and I've taken a leaf off which was not doing any good. There's another leaf here on the left hand side that's not very good, but I'm going to leave that on, and I've taken all the wood off that I'm going to take off, and then I'll put it back into the new bark I've got, which is a little bit more open. I'm going to use the same pot, and you can see this is a much larger bark, and this was in the sort of half size of this one before, and I noticed there was growth stones in and there was perlite in, but none of the roots had stuck to the perlite or the growth stones. So then I'm just going to put it in pure bark now, no more additives. Alright. So we can get this firmly in here. There's lots and lots of little new growths coming there on the roots. Looks like I might have to put this this bark in separately, you know, in ones, because it's so large. I don't think it will get between the it won't get between the roots at all. But I don't think that's a bad thing. It'll give the plant plenty of air. I'll probably water it every day now at this time of year, because it's quite warm in the greenhouse apart from the weather outside, when I have to turn it up to 20 odd degrees, so they're keeping it quite warm. So then I will water this almost every day. I'll get it quite firm in the pot now. In the forests of Costa Rica, so make sure we don't damage those new root tips there. And I think that's what we'll do to that one, that's all. And put the label back in. Right, and that's that for that one. So the next one I have to do now is a Phragmipedium. First one I'd like to show you is this Phragmipedium humilia arias that looks like it's got fungus problems all over it. So instead of throwing it away, what I did have was some, not a fungus spray. I mean, years and years ago when I had tropical fish, I got some fungus tablets, bright blue, from China. So I had a few left, so what I did, I threw one in some water here and mixed it all up till the water was blue. It's got a bit lighter coloured now, but you can see where the blue has been. And I dropped this in for 4 or 5 hours. So we'll see if that's done it any good. See if there's any new growth comes on, or if I've killed it. We'll soon find out. Well, before we get into the repotting of another Phragmipedium, which has been a bit troublesome, although it's flowered, we'll have a look at the Cymbidiums and the little bit I've done to the fish tank. And this one here, somebody might be able to tell me who's more well up on angraecums than I am on doing things, but this one is getting very leggy. What do you say about chopping some of the leg off and repotting it? Let me know what you think. Right, let's get into the Cymbidiums. Well, it's Wednesday today and the sun is shining, and the forecast for tomorrow is horrible. Today it's sunny all day, but it's a cold wind and it's quite windy. But tomorrow it's got to be very windy, it's got to be very cold, and it's got to be very wet. So I thought I'd just have a look at these Cymbidiums. We haven't had a look at them for a bit, and I might tag this on to tomorrow's video. Well, the biggest one is the one that flowered last year with some absolutely beautiful flowers on. It's got 1 or 2 leaves that are a bit funny on the edges, because they've been outside now for about 6-7 weeks in all that bad weather, but they've been shaded from the sun all the time. This one's growing very nicely from the back bulbs I stuck in a couple of years ago. It's hard work to get everything into focus. There we are, that's a bit better. And the one next to it is a 3 growth one. Just one big pseudobulb in the middle. There's a nest in this tree somewhere of wood pigeons. That's what it's making a noise for. Another one here that's nice and clean. Well, they're all nice clean plants now. You know, I wish I had names for them all, but I don't have names for, I don't know, I think there's one or two of them, that's all. It's letting me know it's here, isn't it? So we'll just have a quick look at these. We'll not disturb it too much. And there they are, there's a new growth on that one there. There's just the little ones that I'm bringing on. And I think there's some new growth somewhere else. Where? Let me find them. Yep, here. There's new growth here. And there's a new growth somewhere else if I could find it. Oh well. I'm sure I saw it this morning while I was looking, but you know what I'm like for looking at things. Anyhow, that's a quick look to see how the Cymbidiums are going on. And now we'll leave the bird in peace. Well, and here's my fish tank I've just been setting up. I thought I'd decorate it a bit for the last time and put a few rocks in. Mind you, there's a ton weight in that tank now. It's a wonder the glass hasn't broken. But there we are, it's waiting now to go through the cycle of making it fit for the fish, and a few more plants to put in, and that'll be done. Got a little cryptocorin in there. Now here's a Phragmipedium that's behaving quite unusual. It's a single growth plant and it's flowered, but it's not putting out any new growths. So I'm just going to take it out of its pot and have a good look, see if the roots are okay, so see if there's anything developing just under the surface of the media, and anyhow we'll just take it out of its pot and have a look at it. Right, it hasn't been long since I've repotted this, probably 3 or 4 months ago, something like that. But let's have a look. We have the new growth developing underneath, like I said. I'll just get the camera while I've look. Growth there coming up. So what I'm going to do, a lot of dark marks right at the bottom of the plant, so I'm going to put some dragon's blood on there, or some fungicide or something like that, and then we'll pot it up in some fresh bark and see what happens to it. And you can see on some of the roots how they're beginning to branch out again. So that's a good sign. But what I'll do, I'll give it a good spray in with, as I said, the fungicide or the dragon's blood. Well, I'm going to pot this up in a 1 litre less size of pot. The roots will fit into it, I've tried it out. And I'm going to put some new bark in. Now this bark is the Pinister bark from Portugal. It's quite nice. It's sort of an average size, and I'll put some perlite in. I mean, I've just watched a Zoom meeting from Ecuador, and they say all their excuse me, all their Phragmipediums grow very well in bark and perlite, especially the Humboldtii. We'll get this one potted up and watered again. Mix it all together. Put a few in the bottom there. That fits very nicely into the pot, nice and snug. And we'll try and leave the new growth exposed. Some of these takes quite some time to pot up. It's a little bit on one side because I don't bother. If it started growing there, then it will start coming from this side as well. So I'm not bothered of it being right in the middle. Well, I've got this finally potted up now, and as you can see, like I said, I've got the new root growth just exposed there, so that should come on quite nicely now. And yeah, well, let's see what the dragon's blood and the fungicide has done to it. So there we are, that's Phragmipedium lasverinus, cross between Sargentianum and Cavacii. Nice. Well, that's about all for today, but on a nice note, we've got the Phragmipedium ericteri in bloom again. This must have been in bloom for, I don't know, it keeps putting up fresh spikes, so it must have been in bloom for at least over 12 months. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd be very appreciative if you did so. So until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.